What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the New York Knicks MyLeague here in NBA 2K16. We're in the playoffs, the second round against the Indiana Pacers, and we currently have a 3-0 lead over the Pacers in this series, looking for a sweep here on Indiana's home court. So here we are in the early going. That's going to be a nice layup right there for the Indiana Pacers. It will be a 2-2 game here early on. Now Hassan Whiteside gets fouled and throws up a hook. He would make that one, and he would actually make his free throw, shockingly enough. A big rejection by Melo right there. Jaren Grant with it now. Passes it out to Whiteside, up to Bradley, and he is going to slam it down. Really been a playoff hero for the Knicks so far, averaging about 20 points per game. Or not 20, it's like 15, but he's had a few big performances so far. Melo making a dunk right there. It was an early 11-2 lead for the Knicks, but Paul George here stepping back for the three-point J right there, and he's going to get that one to go in. 11-5 now, and he would have a dunk right there. Really could not. We had to kind of pick our poison, and I said, I don't want Monte Ellis scoring. I'd rather have Paul George scoring because we could only. We aren't going to put Avery Bradley on Paul George, realistically anyway. But we are kind of down a wing defender with Melo in the lineup and Patrick Beverley out, and that's kind of been, a big downfall for this team so far, is that we haven't been able to play as solid of defense without Bradley. But it hasn't really, or Beverley hasn't really affected us so far, though, as we are still scoring buckets right here with Kelly Olynyk making a deep jumper right there. And the Pacers have caught up after an 11-2 Knicks lead, and they actually take the lead a couple different times right there, 20-18 now for them. And this is going to be a rebound by Kelly Olynyk, and he's going to put that one back up and in on the missed jump shot from the Knicks. 25-23 later on. Melo over to Bradley, over to Raymond Felton on the fast break, and he is going to put that one in down low in the paint. And now Melo poking it loose. Olynyk picks it up, and Paul George decides to focus on Olynyk and leaves the backdoor pass to Melo wide open, and he is going to score on that opportunity. Now Monte Ellis driving his way into the paint. He's going to make a layup right there. And now it is Bradley, George Hill, or defending George Hill, and that is a pass to, I believe, Yvonne Rabb, their first-round pick in this past draft. He's going to make that shot right there. Now Jaren Grant driving to the lane, and he's going to make that shot right there. 33-32, the Knicks have the lead once again. Now Melo dunking once again, really getting him inside a lot more in these playoffs than we were in the regular season. I was settling for a lot of mid-range jumpers, and it's really been a lot more beneficial since we started driving to the paint more in the playoffs. We really don't take a lot of threes or jumpers as much as we were before anyway in the regular season. But a really bad sequence right there. We give up 2 offensive rebounds and they score when it is all said and done. And then bad defense right there. George Hill is able to cross over 2 defenders right there. 45-40 now is the score as Monte Ellis, a bad steal attempt right there, and he is going to get around the defense. Bradley down low to Porzingis, over to Whiteside, and he's going to slam that one home. Not as involved offensively, but he is still serving his defensive role that he always does. Jaren Grant on a nice cut right there. Bradley would pass it to him down low. Now Jaren Grant getting a pick and roll going with Porzingis, and he would stop and pop for 2 right there. And now a 51-42 game, and they will make a transition layup right there. 58-48 later on after a series of free throws. Melo would make that shot down low, and now again on the fast break, Melo is going to slam it down. Having a lot of points tonight, a lot of dunking. 64-52, the Knicks are really pulling away right now. Olynyk would make a big 3 right there, and it's really kind of looking like the Pacers don't have a whole lot of life left in them, but they would make a nice layup right there to cut it to within a 13-point game, but we would later extend it to 14 on a pair of free throws. And now I think everyone touched the ball in that possession that led to a Nick Young 3. So there's Paul George wide open for 3. He's going to come back with one of his own, but it's really not doing a whole lot of good for them. That brings down from an 18-point game to a 15-point game, and Nick Young actually makes a mid-range jumper right there. Not a 3, mid-range jumper. He was not making a lot of those during the regular season. Nick Young driving to the basket, pushes a man to the ground, somehow doesn't get called for an offensive foul. But the Knicks are really kind of building an insurmountable lead at this point. It's going to be 22 after Melo dunks all over 3 Indiana Pacers. I really didn't think he would dunk that one. And now a miss, but a big rebound and putback by Miles Turner, a man that, as I said before, we did consider trading for at one point. But Hassan Whiteside is dominant, and he's going to get that one to go back up and in. Paul George, a nice pass down low to George Hill, cutting right there to the basket. 20-point game, now an 18-point game, as George Hill will make a very tough layup right here. And brings back down to within 16 points, but the Knicks would score once again. Bradley stops, shoots for 3 right there. 94 97 or 77. Now it's 102-79 right there as George dunks all over Jaren Grant. And that would pretty much be the last good play that the Pacers made. Big block right there. Porzingis out to Melo. And that would be just about it for this game. It's almost a 30-point margin now. The Knicks sweep the Pacers in 4 games, obviously, and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will be playing the Chicago Bulls, a team that they have played a couple times in the regular season in this series. I actually only think it was once because I lost the footage for the other time. But a team that we have seen before. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time for the New York Knicks MyLeague in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Chicago Bulls.